So hi Miss Lane, my name is Francesca and I'm a student respiratory therapist. So I understand that you have just been diagnosed with asthma and Dr. Bale has prescribed 2 puffs of Ventolin. So I'm just here to teach you a little bit about it, okay?
Okay.
So this Ventolin, it's a bronchodilator, and what that means is it will just open up your airways. So if you're ever feeling some constriction or some wheeziness, it will help to really get air moving through your lungs. And this is known as a relief or rescue medication. So you might use it, for example, if you've gone out to a run and now you have wheeziness and you really do need your airway open, then you will take this with you. So this MDI is a meter dose inhaler. So what that means is it has a predetermined dose when you do go to actuate it, so when you go to puff it, okay? And you have been prescribed 2 puffs, so you will be doing it twice.
Okay.
So your MDI has a canister and a sleeve. So this canister contains the Ventolin inside, and that Ventolin will come out of that hole here, and then it will meet with that metering chamber inside there. And then you also have another hole here in the sleeve, and that's where the medication will come out of. And you can also replace this canister when it becomes empty as well. One important thing to note about the MDIs is you do need to have a slow, deep breath in, just because we don't want a lot to deposit in the back of the mouth. So this Aerochamber is also known as a spacer, and what we use it for is to improve the coordination between when you actuate your puffer and when you're breathing in. So your particles will stay in the chamber as you're inhaling. It's just to ensure that they really get down into the lungs, and the particles will also be smaller, that way they also get to the lungs. So this will also reduce any deposition on the back of your mouth, that way it improves the dose that you're getting.
Okay.
So some of the key parts for this are just the back here, and that's where your MDI will go. And if you notice here, there's a slit, and that's actually a whistle. So one important thing to know is that if you hear a whistle, that means you're inspiring too quickly.
Okay.
So you're breathing in too fast, and then you need to know that you have to slow down. You also have the dust cap here, and that just protects the mouthpiece. And then this is the chamber where the particles will be held as well.
Okay.
But yeah, the most important thing for this is that when you hear that whistle, just slow your breathing. I'm going to talk to you about how to use your MDI in your Aerochamber. So first with your MDI, if you haven't used it in over a week, or in this case if it's brand new, you need to prime it. So that means that you're going to have to press it down, so actuate it 4 times. So what you first want to do is, just in case your MDI was in a cold room, just remove the canister and put it between your hands, that way you make it warm. Then you're going to want to shake it up. Then you would remove the cap and press it 4 times, okay? That way it's ready to be used. Then you take your Aerochamber, remove the dust cap, and then your MDI will just go right into the back here, just like so. And now I won't actually press on it because you are only to be using your Ventolin as needed, and since you don't have any difficulty breathing at the moment, but I'm still going to show you how you would use it, okay? So then you'll remove the mouthpiece on the Aerochamber. You'll place it in your mouth, and now you will breathe out, and then, so once you've breathed out, and then when you're going to breathe in, just before or at the same time, you're going to press down and breathe in at the same time. That way you can really get the particles into your lungs once you have pressed down on the canister, okay? And then you take it out of your mouth, but hold the medication in your mouth for 10 seconds. So once you've removed this, do not breathe out for 10 seconds, okay? And then once the 10 seconds are up, then you may breathe normally. And since you have been prescribed to do 2 puffs, what you don't want to do is when you have it in your mouth, don't press twice on the canister because you can't do that. That's exceeding a dose. So you just want to do your 1 dose normally, and then you're going to wait 30 to 60 seconds. You're going to repeat the same process again for your 2nd dose. A lot of times one mistake is made for pressing the canister twice. But yeah, you just have to wait that 30 to 60 seconds. And then once you're finished with it, remove the MDI, place the cap on. You've got the cap on the mouthpiece, and you are good.
Okay.
So just another little bit of information just about your MDI and Aerochamber. So it's about how to store it. So you'll want to ensure that you keep the dust caps on at all times when you aren't using it. And just for the MDI, I would recommend not ever having the canister submerged in water because it could dilute the medication inside.
Okay.
But if you just keep it with the dust cap in your purse, that should be fine. And just for cleaning the Aerochamber and the MDI, so we will start with the Aerochamber. So you're going to want to disassemble it, so it actually comes apart. So you disassemble it like so, and then you're going to want to put it gently into a basin of mild detergent and water. Then you will rinse it with clean water. You'll tap out any excess water, let it air dry overnight. You don't want to clean it with a towel just in case any particles are left inside the chamber. You could possibly inhale that the next time you use it.
Okay.
And then you will find that the MDI actually gets cleaned very similarly. So your canister can be cleaned with actually just a clean cloth with mild detergent, or if you notice that the holes here and on the sleeve are a little bit gunky, then you can clean them with a cloth.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to clean the sleeve, same process as the Aerochamber. So you're going to want to put it in a basin of mild detergent and water, rinse it with clean water, and then you're going to want to tap out any excess water, let it air dry overnight, and then it would essentially be good to go. But just before you do go to use it, you're going to want to just actuate it one time just to let any excess water leave.
Okay.
So you're just going to clean your Aerochamber and MDI once per week. So now just a little bit about how the dosing works for the MDI. I know that it doesn't have a dose counter. My recommendation to you is to track your doses in a diary each time you actuate it, including when you go to prime it as well. This one has 200 doses, but you'll be able to determine it a little bit better if you record it. But your canister will not produce a puff as much, and it will have a different sound when your puff is coming out. Good indication to know that it's heading towards being empty. But I have spoken to you about everything, so I will leave my information with you, and Dr. Bale will contact me if you have any questions, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.